All right, welcome guys. Good morning. Good morning to everybody. I trust you had a nice night. So I would not like to waste our time, so I just like to dive in straight into today's video. I just want to mark out my present that I might possibly be trading off today. So I hope today is good to us. Yep. So this is BTC USD. This is 15 minutes of price. Yeah. Okay. About 2 minutes. Again, doesn't mean you just have this doji candle right here, but then yeah, for that thing extend right. So now we better. So possible zones I might take. I might do this. So I might eventually price might eventually come to mitigate this demand on right here. And then our last demand zone, the candle is just too it's too big. So I prefer not to even use this as a value demand zone though. I used to mark out the demand zone and then from now I'll try and validate. Okay. So possibly market might eventually come to this. Or this is a discounted area before it actually release back up. So all price comes back to our initial demand zone and release back up. But either of the two, this I will not take it off. I'll just leave it to you. Probably not. Let's see what the market does today. Until that. Okay. So I'm moving to the next pair. USD. So actually USD is clearly on a downtrend. So I'm looking for sales today. Basically no much not much stress though. Okay. I will have I will have taken this area as a supply zone. This area but I actually got disrespected here. So I will just make use of this. It's looking like price is rallying back up to this zone. So and we have our extreme supply zone up here. But then let's mark it out. Today body from the week to the body. That's a mark on my zone. This candle doesn't that's a week, but the week is to the upside. So I'll just mark the whole thing. Yep. But then there is big tendency that price will still come back to come back to our premium area. Surprise might react up off this level because this premium zone. So it's just premium discount. Premium discount. So price might eventually react off that level. So but then I would still look for confirmation before I opt in on any trade. So we're using let's see how possible this ones. Yeah, I kind of have one max out here, but alright, I think those are valid ones on here. Alright, alright, so I think I'll be taking off. I can't validate this area now. I can't validate this as a demand zone because one of the criteria of a demand zone is you have to see big candle movements like this. You have to see big candle movements before you can say, okay, this is a valid demand zone here. So let me look to the left. Is there anything going on here? Alright, there's nothing. So we're clearly on an uptrend. So if price eventually comes to, well, let me check. Uh, 2 minutes. I want to see if we can. Now I want to. This is a 15 minutes demand zone. Okay, 15 minutes. What's how I validated this? Maybe I say three, three to four big candles movements. I can mark that out as my valid demand zone or my supply zone. So that's what I look out for. I look for big candles, big movement candles, 3 to 4 candles before I can mark out my demand or supply zones. So that's what I actually look out for, basically. So I think that's still within this region right here. So let's move to the next pair. GBP is offering. Yeah, one thing about we, it's I think it's all strategies. Basically, it's not every day you actually get a trade off the market. Some days you might not be able to take any trade because the market has just been choppy, 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 choppy. Okay. Okay, I think GPS is making the same kind of move. I was taking from the low, yeah, up to the body. Okay, that's all that. I set my alert, and that's all. So why this actually gives me room to do other stuff. Okay, the price reacting off this level, yeah. So I'll just be patient, and then I have my extreme. Once the market actually change structure now, once there's a market structure shift in the market, see all these highs, all these are demand zones, all these highs, all these lows, it will be taken out. Surely, the market will eventually take everything out. So and maybe eventually come back to mitigate this demand zone right. So let's just see how it goes. Boy. Ah, nice. Funny enough, our demand zone held its ground, but then it's still not a valid zone to me. Cause price already closed below our demand zone. So I can't call this valid. You can see right. You can't call this a valid um demand zone rather. So I would have even taken this second week if probably it was just a week, but not a body close of a candle. If it was a week, I would have probably taken the trade and added it back. See, price is reacting off that level right now. Funny enough, I was contemplating on taking the trade yesterday, but my rules are rules, so I do not want to. Um, I just want to follow strictly my rules, my playbook, and that's just it. Anybody close candle below the demand or supply zone, I don't take the trade. It's rendered invalid. So I just wait for another setup. So I'll be deleting this here. Let me delete this and mark out a refresh one zone wire. So this is 50 minutes. So then this is another block too. And market again. Okay, that's the market close. So I'll be setting my alert around the topic of this. What I just do basically, I just go back to once I get this alert, I go down to the lower time frame and check for confirmations before I take my trade. So that's how I do it. Okay, I think that's all. Yeah, I think one last pair. Funny enough, this might actually look like a fake reaction right here because market's actually like clearly giving this try might be giving a fake reaction, but you can never tell. Market was actually giving this downtrend. Where's my trend line? I was giving this downtrend from London section, but then it actually broke that line. But then it might be a fake reaction and market is eventually come back down. So let's see how it goes. By the end of the day, I'll do a trade recap and okay. USD JPY. Okay, I think I marked out a zone here yesterday. I marked out a zone here yesterday. But I was waiting for confirmation here. So I didn't take the trade. I marked out my zone and set out my sell stops. So but if there's a candle closure around there, I'm not going to take that trade. So, but then how do I look for confirmation here? So I'll be looking for price to break below this low, right? Price should break below this low. Once price is able to break below this low, I'll go for a sell. But then I'm still going to look at this trade this morning. If there's a candle close above, I'm not taking the trade. It's invalid. So I'll just map out another zone. Where is my nearest? Can I call this a supply zone? This is a valid one. But then it's looking like okay. Alright, market has now mitigated it here. Okay. So I think I'll go with this. Because sometimes if why this ideology of me marking my zones from the lower week to the lower body now is see this week if I'm to mark out the whole candle, we can call this probably the market is actually reacting off the supply zone. But then market has actually like not gotten there yet. So if market rallies back up, price rallies back up too, this supply zone, the upper one, then I might eventually take a sell. And yeah, for this, the market is giving us that week that I want. I'm still going to. I don't want this video to be too long. I'll go back to the all time frame. I'll keep you guys updated in the evening. So that'll be all for now. You have a nice day ahead and great day ahead. Stay blessed.